Yvette from Fort Worth, Texas, has a question about a bungalow makeover.
Yeah, it's a 1923 bungalow, Tom, that she's making over. Yvette writes to her, can I put, first of all, on siding, she says, can I put 8 by 10 inch Hardie lap siding over the exterior wood shingle caulk of the house instead of removing it? And should I remove the interior plaster walls or cover them with smooth 1/8 inch panels and drywall? Tom, what's your advice on that?
Well, let's start with the inside. I wouldn't remove all the plaster walls. If you want to do a drywall look that looks like plaster like you see in homes today, use a 1/4 inch drywall, and you can use panel adhesives and some mechanical fasteners such as screws. You don't need too many because a panel adhesive will set against the plaster. It'll be fine. And that's how you redo old homes with a shiplap siding or the shiplap walls on the interior all over the state of Texas also. And then you can texture, float, tape, texture, and paint, and it'll look fantastic. If you want to use paneling, you can, but paneling is usually put up on 1x4 furring strips. So you'll end up putting the 1x4 furring strips horizontally and make sure you nail them through the plaster into the framework behind it, and then you can put your paneling up. Paneling's kind of outdated. You can certainly do it, but I don't know if it's going to give you a more up-to-date look. It's going to be kind of a 60s kind of thing, so maybe some yellow shag or green shag to go with it, and some avocado appliances will be good. I don't know if
I think you're onto something. I think you're onto something there, Tom.
And as far as the outside, if you've got that shake siding, it's got to come off. The Hardie needs a smooth surface to go on. It also needs a moisture wrap behind it to keep the wind-driven rain from going behind there. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult to do. Not that it can't be done. It's done all the time. It'll look fantastic. But the prep work is going to be more intensive, and the cost, of course, will be greater.
There are some things that you can go over with Hardie, like if it's, I've heard you say asbestos siding, you can go over it with the Hardie. Is that right? But she's got shingles. That's just going to be a horrible
Well, you get these shingles and these shakes, and first off, the insurance companies don't like it because they're fire hazards now. They also attract a lot of bugs, so I don't know if you want to deal with that. You take an old wood shake roof off, and you see thousands of roaches scattering like crazy. It's kind of disgusting. But as far as it goes, it just doesn't lay flat, and it's real crispy, and it's not a nice hard surface. A sheathing package should go on. And quite frankly, if I had asbestos, I would probably take the asbestos off too. You can go ahead and take it off one piece at a time, stack it, and you can dispose of it. It's a little tricky to go on, but what you want to do if you're going to put it on a siding of some sort, it can be like a T111 plywood that was used for years. It can go over that. I would not go over a pressboard siding because it's just going to keep falling apart. But the T111 plywood siding is a plywood sheathing. It works out real well. Or if you get into the 105s or some of the flat sidings that were used back in the 60s and 70s, as opposed to the teardrop, which have these big teardrops that were used in the 50s, those can be difficult to put that Hardie on because that Hardie needs to be on a flat surface.
All right. And nobody knows more about putting that on than Tom does. I mean, do you know that this will be our... 2021 will be our 31st year of working with Hardie.
Really?
So, yeah.
Wow, they came on the show earlier than I thought.
Do the math. All right. Now,
no, I believe you. I thought it was more like mid-90s. Okay.
No, you got a question, we'd be happy to help you out. Go ahead and visit HomeShowRadio.com. Right here, click on that Ask Tom button, fill it out, send it in, and we'll answer it. You can use the form there, or, of course, you can use a video if you want to send one of those in, and we'll answer your question. We'll post it to our website, to HomeShowRadio.com, our Facebook page, and our YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, you'd sure help us out if you like the video. Give it a thumbs up.